one of the things we've seen happen in sort of the last month or so is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has proposed this 70% marginal tax rate. So, and then, it was people, so it's the money you make over $10 million gets taxed.
Yeah, you get to have your first $10 million taxed like normal people.
Yeah.
After that, you got to pay a little more. And 70% of the country says now, in a Fox News poll, by the way, that they support her plan to tax at the 70% rate those over 10 million.
And what do you think that shift has been? Because I don't think it would have been 70% even 5 years ago. Is it the stories you were just talking about? Is it that people see their infrastructure is crumbling and people are also buying homes for, $200+ million?
It's all of that, but it's also that people realize that this myth that we were raised on, the Horatio Alger story, that anybody can make it in America, anybody could be a millionaire, anybody could be president of the United States. Well, we know that one's true now.
Yeah, that's definitely true now, yeah.
But I think people now know that no, because everybody is living from paycheck to paycheck. Half of the country does not have enough money in their bank account tonight. If a loved one passed away, they don't have the money to fly across the country to go to the funeral. The majority of Americans have $400 or less available to them. That's the majority of our country. So if they have an emergency or something that happens, people can't afford it. That has to change. And I'll tell you, the rich, this Howard Schultz's and the Michael Bloombergs, they better get a clue because they are tone deaf to the fact that people have had it. And I think that's why they support taxing the rich. They see other countries have free health care. And we are still paying through the nose and going through all this rigmarole. This has to stop. And I hope, we've got good candidates that are running. Some of them are running on this, I would also add, if I were running, and I'm saying if, because I heard the other night, you said on the air, no one has announced.
Right.
I'm not announcing tonight.
You. I would love you to save that for another show. Thank you.
Yes, but it should happen here.
Yeah, thank you.
Just out of courtesy to you. And a vast appreciation that the American public has for you and what you do every night on this show.
Very kind of you.
So thank you for that. No, it's true. But I would... Yesterday, they reported that the U.S. Postal Service lost $4 billion last year. They're talking about eliminating the Postal Service. No, if I were president, I would keep the Postal Service. I would give the mail women and mailmen a job at least every Friday. They would deliver 2 joints to every mailbox in America. Compliments of your federal government.
Yeah.
And... just 2. We're not talking just...
Right.
Country won't work if everybody's completely stoned. But just 2, and it gives the Postal Service a job. I would try to think of things like that to do.
I think that's a good platform.
Yeah.
I want to talk, last time you were here was right before the midterms.
Yes.
And I'll admit there was a little pessimism, and you were fairly critical of Nancy Pelosi, particularly her optimism going into the midterms. So not only was her optimism borne out, but how do you feel about her and the handling of the shutdown?
I feel the same way everybody feels. She kicked his ass, and it was amazing. And many of us, what is she, 78? Many of us have had a 78-year-old grandmother. If you have one that's really feisty and really that puts her kicking boots on.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say that, but listen. I was very skeptical, as I am of anybody in any politician, anybody in a leadership position. But since the election, look what she put Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Rashida Tlaib, our first Palestinian American in Congress from Detroit. She put them on the government oversight committee that's going to be one of the impeachment committees.
Yeah.
She put them on the impeachment committees. I thought, wow, okay. She got the message of the November election. She's doing what she should be doing. I think it's very powerful. But the thing with Rashida, too, to put her on, remember on election night, she went to that party and somebody filmed her with an iPhone saying,
Go for it. Just tell them in case they missed it.
Well, yeah, she just went up to the microphone and says, we're going to impeach the mother.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh my God, why did she say that? Now she won't get put on any committees. And then what does Pelosi do? She puts her on the impeachment committee. Yeah. Oh, I'm not dreaming, right?
No,
I'm awake. I'm with you here.
There's a lot to keep our eye on, obviously, in the coming months. And please come back soon. It's always just such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much.